Jeffrey Epstein, when he called me and we got together on some interview, I did not know who he is. Again, I'm just born here. I don't keep big groups of closets of people that I can call on. I got two broken units, being Linda and Lou, and they are all area useless since the day I was born. Jeff was like, he goes, listen to me. He goes, you kids these days, he's like, you just expect everybody to just hand you things. Like, I come from the old country and the old world, and I'm like, what does that look like and sound like? I was like, that is like, please tell me. And he goes, what? And I go, no. I'm like, I'm having a problem. I said, I come from, I get what you're saying. Just so you know, don't lump me in the category of, for what you speak of. I get it. Let's put it this way. I work at Genevieve's down the road and I babysit. So this way I have money because my parents don't have any, and it gives me something to do while I wait for this whatever part of my life to be over, and then I can find the man of my dreams and get married and have children and enjoy life for once. And he was like, wait. He goes, hold on a second. He goes, you don't really think you're in control of like who moves in and out of the school district, do you? And I'm like, no, Jeffrey. I said, no, sir. I said, I know I'm not in control of anything. And he goes, are you like joking with me right now? And I go, I don't understand. And he said, well, why did you just say that you're not in control of anything? No, I have to hear from your mouth, like what you actually mean by that. And I'm like, well, if I was in control of something, I was like, I would be in high school right now with a boy that's going, or a man, like a boy that's going to grow into the man that I'm going to marry. And I would be enjoying my age 15, 16, instead of hating every day I wake up with the same parents I've hated since birth, and the kids that I don't hang out with or get along with in my school district, and they just disappear, and then spend all this time by myself. I was like, if I was in charge of something and I was in control, I would have my love of my life come and meet me in high school, and we would enjoy our life from here. And he was like, right. Okay. He's like, I'm gonna need a minute to think on that one. I'm like, okay. And like, I was futzing with some kind of bag on the floor of his whatever he was driving. I think he was driving a BMW. Being that he was an art collector, and I didn't know what that meant until he threw me a paper. He had gloves on. He had stock like driving gloves, the black ones. And he threw me a paper out of something after I had gotten out of the car. And he says, here, by the way, he's like, here, this is you. This is the painting that I was referring to that you didn't know what I was talking about. And I look and I go, oh, I was like, oh my gosh, And he says, yeah, everybody already knows. He's like that, it's you in the painting. He's like, and you're lovesick, like whatever. He is looking for you. He's just having a hard time getting to you for whatever reason. And I was like, well, can do you have his phone number? Can I have it? Can I call him? Like, am I allowed to do that? And he's like, I can't give it to you. He's like, I don't have it. I go, so how would I find it? I was like, what, I just have to wait for him to find me? I was like, how does one find some? He's like, what, why don't you? I was like, well, what's his name at least? And he goes, you don't even know his name? I was like, how would I know his name? I was like, I know that I'm born to be married to somebody important. You're not born with the name and the phone number, like, you're born out of your mother, and they usually clean you off, and normally there's no dog tag or like, paper out of the mouth with the name and phone number for who you're starborn for. Right, so I never got a name or a phone number out of Epstien, although he was interested in why I touched the paper with my fingerprints and then gave it back to him. And I'm like, what? Fingerprints? I was like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? I was like, you know that I'm the one in the painting. I was like, what does my fingerprints have to do with anything? And he's like, right. I mean, so, anyway, so that answers that. Then I did see, once when I actually had television connected and was watching stuff with the kids, there's something called an Expedition Unknown, really handsome guy named Josh Gates, Joshgates, really charming personality. Like, his personality, like, spot on one of my homies from Stargate Elsewhere. He reminds me a little, only in like zingy, like Zinn, zing, Zinning personality, my cousin David, because my cousin David has a little of my Uncle Stevie's like bite, where I don't think Gates has that. There's a definite separation between the zig and the zag on that zany, like, whatever, like, thing that they got going on. I appreciate both, except I don't really I never know what's gonna come out when I turn my back on two of those three options. Haven't met the third option, but I'm pretty sure loyalty counts somewhere in the one out of the three. Just saying. Because to walk away really insecure usually about what you're gonna say, and then they're on the fence like, right. So that's the way my interpretation of being out amongst some of the locals have been. But I did appreciate that he went to these places. I don't know, I mean, he says a plane touched down. He said saw him in a vehicle. Do I remember exactly where he went and what he saw? Nope. Was I ever able to go myself and see with my own eyes? Nope. Do I know if he lived at the exact same time frame that I'm living? Nope. So does he actually exist in reality? Nope. He's got a couple of images on some black box that they kept pushing my entire life as like the only form of intel. They keep saying that it's the same time frame or lifespan. I can't verify that. I know I got time in my embodiment and encapsulate, but I have no fucking clue who's actually doing things at the same time. And they keep warping the fucking story between pseudo and psychoanalysis and science. And then they get the stupid shitbags of behavioral analysis. They're like, hey, do me a favor, write this one up. What do you think about this one? The behavioral analysis, they're like really low on the human importance scale of stupid. They work full-time jobs doing that. Yeah, I'm not the one that you want to like ever take a job and have to try to explain, because you usually die at the end of your explanation because you're not allowed to judge me in any way, shape, or form. It just stalls the actual helpful people because now you left paper of stupid. I told them you didn't fucking exist and weren't important, but nobody fucking listens to me.